What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So we got another individual fragrance first impressions unboxing that was sent my way by Perfume Box. Yesterday we did Soprano Ice from Dumont, which is absolutely fantastic. I wore that all day yesterday. That's a banger. So Lattafa tend to deliver more times than not. We've got Lattafa Habik. They have a men's and a women's. I believe this is the men's. I hope this is the men's. The purple one. And I don't know what to expect. I have no idea what it's similar to, if it's something more original, what notes, accords, profile. I just know it's a Lattafa fragrance. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And if it falls in between, I'll tell you why I think it falls in between. But we'll see what I get from it, cross-reference the notes, give it a rating, and keep it pushing, right? So if you want to check it out, there's a link with a code down below for Perfume Box, which is where this came from. But again, you don't have to buy nothing to watch these videos. Let's bust this open and see what we got. Stay tuned. Here we go. Let's go. The purple is actually felt, so a nice little detailing, something different, you know. Random stuff. That's what we'll say the box has on it. It's got random stuff. It's a cool looking bottle. Heavy too. That's a cool looking bottle. It's different. I don't have any bottles that are in this realm. This is heavy. Look, this isn't metal. This is plastic with these jewels and everything. The bottle itself is heavy. Pretty thick, stout base of glass. Cap must be heavy too. It feels like metal. Yeah, it's a hefty cap. This is, yeah, it's a weapon of a cap. Doesn't click into place, but it does hold into place. Got this gunmetal and purple kind of scheme going on here. Big wide spray, nothing spectacular on the atomizer, but I mean, does its job. That's familiar. It's a Middle Eastern fragrance. It's an affordable Middle Eastern fragrance. It's going to be familiar most of the time. Trying to place it. Spicy, woodsy, bit astringent, but not like synthetic sharpness. That's not what I mean when I say astringent. It's a little stingy on the nose for sure. Yeah, not really for me. Opening's a little odd. Kind of funky. Definitely not for the summertime. It doesn't, like, captivate me. You know, like, woohoo, excitement like I got with Soprano Ice yesterday. Kind of an odd note breakdown. It's different. It's definitely different. There's familiarity, but I damn sure can't place it. I don't think I have a fragrance that smells like this, but there's like some familiar accords. I mean, it's perfume. There's always going to be familiar accords, right? Pretty high dose of oil as far as an eau de parfum concentration. Got a nice little shine. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not like, oh my god, amazing. Let's pull up Perfume Box and see what the notes are. Habik. The women's one's pink and gold. $35 before the discounts was cheap. Confident, sophisticated, unforgettable. Habik for men is a bold olfactory journey that begins with a spicy intensity of cardamom and pepper. It's definitely spicy. Brightened by fresh bergamot and the herbal sharpness of artemisia. There's my sharpness. That makes sense why it's a bit stingy and astringent. They tell me right there. Here's what's doing that. As the fragrance unfolds, the heart of calming lavender and aromatic sage is enriched by the warmth of cinnamon. Base settles into a powerful masculine blend of sandalwood, patchouli, tonka bean, amberwood, and musk, leaving a deep, lasting impression. We've got cardamom, pepper, artemisia, bergamot, sage, lavender, cinnamon, sandalwood, patchouli, tonka, amberwood, and musk. It's definitely very spicy, a little bitter green. Little on the bitter side the way this green comes across. This is Artemisia. That's like a lot of Artemisia. Definitely that and the cardamom's got to be what's doing this. Peppery too. The musk mixed with this kind of very intense herbal nature of the Artemisia kind of gives it a slight funkiness. Not like super funky oud or anything like that, but there's a slight funk to it. Not necessarily bad, but it's not really good either, you know? It's kind of fallen somewhere in between. Like, this is one that I'll have to give multiple opportunities to, because here in First Impressions, I'm not, like, blown away by it. I don't think it's a terrible or a bad fragrance. I just don't think it's a great fragrance either. It's not, like, captivating me in any way. There's nothing that's, like, evoking exciting emotions out of me. It's a solid fragrance. It's, like, middle of the road for me. It's okay. Get a little bit more ambery and woodsy, but still has that hefty herbal sharpness, bitter, very green, spicy. So if you like more herbal green, spicy fragrances, this might be right up your alley. And depends on the type of green herbs for if I'm going to enjoy it. I'm more of a basil rosemary kind of guy. Fir balsams, stuff like that. That's the cypress. That's the kind of green notes I really enjoy. Hefty Artemisia like this, it's really standing out. You got to be a fan of it. It's a very, I don't want to say polarizing note, but it's a very, when it's in a pretty high concentration, it's very intensive. And in this case, it's got to be a pretty high percentage of whatever Artemisia oil they're using here, because it's a standout for sure. And a lot of cardamom too. I don't really get much cinnamon, cardamom, pepper, and Artemisia. This top, I get pretty much all of it. I don't distinctively smell any citrus. Maybe a little bit, but I wouldn't say, ooh, that's bergamot. I'm going to say it's better than good because it's at least interesting. The notes smell of decent quality. And what makes it different is it's so Artemisia forward. Not everything's like that. That's not a heavily used note. It gets used heavily across different profiles, but to be a focal point note, I don't come across a lot of fragrances that are heavy on the Artemisia. This is definitely heavy on the Artemisia. I think it's better than good, 6.5 out of 10 kind of stuff. You know, above average fragrance, but not like in that very good to great territory. It's just not grabbing me that way. You gotta like this sharp herbal green, slightly bitter, very spicy type of setup, because it's really not changing from that. I know it's only been a few minutes, and I would expect it to develop and change a bit. I don't think it'll be like heavily layered, extremely nuanced and complex, but it'll change a little bit. I'm sure we'll start to get more into the aromatics, and I don't know, maybe it'll get creamier, maybe it'll get powdery. I don't know, because we got patchouli and sandalwood, so that stands to potentially make it more creamy. Tonka bean could always add some powder. Yeah, it's got kind of this slight BO musky funk. It's so herbal. Musk is really setting in. Like, I don't mean like heavy cumin type of BO, like not to that extreme, but there's a little bit of that going. There might even be some cumin in here that they're not listing that's given that slight BO type of thing. So those of you familiar with cumin and Artemisia and notes like that, you're probably on the same wavelength here of what I'm trying to say here, because it's not like it's a bad thing. It's not super off-putting. You just got to be into those types of notes. Like, I really like castoreum, beaver glands. I really like castoreum in a fragrance. It stands out on my skin. I love the animalic nature. That's like funky, almost leathery, somewhat smoky sometimes, animalic tone that it gives. And some people can't stand that. And they're like, oh my God, this is terrible. It's beaver glands from their ass. What? Shit glands? It sounds terrible, right? But I'll tell you what, castoreum and fragrance. Big fan right here. I don't come across too many people that when I say that are like, oh, yeah, me too. I know there's some. I know I don't stand alone, but that's where it goes here, where this heavy Artemisia, I don't think it's really for me. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't put me off and turn me off. It's just I can't see myself gravitating towards this one. I'm going to attempt to give it a few more tries to see if it grows on me. And, I mean, obviously I'm going to test it throughout the day to see how it develops. By the end of the day, I might feel differently, and I might want to wear it the next day or two. I don't know, or it might get shelved. I don't know. But where I stand right now, I think it's a 6.5 out of 10. Better than good, right above average kind of stuff, because it is decent quality. It does smell really strong, so I don't think performance will be an issue. And it is very masculine and stands out a little bit because of the featured note here. It is getting creamier. It is getting a little powdery too. That sweet has got to be the tonka bean. That little bit of powder has got to be the tonka bean. That is balancing it a little bit more, so it is getting a little bit better. So I really believe as this one wears throughout the day, it's probably going to continue to get better, especially if that tonka bean starts to balance things out, like it smells like it's starting to a little bit. If that's the case, there's room for this one to grow. By the end of the day, you may see my Scent of the Day Shorts video later this afternoon where it's like, I decided I'm really digging this. We're refreshing with this. I don't know. And then again, it might get shelved, but it's starting to get a little bit of sweet and powder to balance some of this sharp, herbal, bitter spiciness. And I think it's needed. If it was to stay that opening blast the whole way, I don't think it makes for a good fragrance, at least for my taste. Whereas now we're finding the balance that makes it even more interesting for me. So let's stick with the 6.5 for now. It feels like it's got room to bump in that very good territory in the 7s. So stay tuned for that, I guess. But as far as Lattafa Habik for men, I'm thinking where I stand right now, 6.5 out of 10, better than good. Well, that's my initial thoughts, just in this opening early stages as we settle into the heart. It's not a full judgment of the fragrance. It's a first impressions video. You can't give a full judgment on a first impressions video. It's just your initial thoughts when you first smell it for, a small duration of time. This fragrance, knowing Lattafa and the current strength I'm smelling off of, it's probably an 8+ hour fragrance. And it's already starting to develop and change a little bit. Some of the base is coming out, so it's not going to stay the same throughout my day. So I think it'll get a little bit better. But if it don't, it don't. It is what it is, right? So that's my thoughts on Habik. Thank you so much, Perfume Box, for sending this my way, giving me an opportunity to check this one out. I'm going to give it a chance. Everything deserves a fair shake. There's certain fragrances, like Fragrance World Taj, too. I was very underwhelmed the first time I smelled it, but I kept giving it chance after chance after chance after chance. Didn't get much better. Now I kind of crap on it. Gave it like 5 or 6 chances. I think if I wear a fragrance a handful of times and it doesn't start to make me feel better about it, it's just not going to be for me. Whereas here, starting to get a little bit sweeter. Not sickeningly sweet, but a good balance of sweet that I think this fragrance needed. And obviously, the perfumer knew what they were doing. So is it similar to something? I don't know, maybe. I just don't know what. I think it's more of an original, at least as far as my nose, because I haven't smelled anything exactly like it or really all that similar to it. So original as I can tell. So again, link down below if any of that interests you with the way it smells to me in this initial impression. So make sure to like and subscribe if you leave. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Have a good one.